Thank you for having us. I thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Mimi, for the introduction. We are here because we think we might have something you're interested in. My name is Kimberly Williams. I am the executive director, the founder for North Carolina for Military Employment. But I need to tell you my background so you'll understand what we're about to talk to you about and how this can benefit you and your organization. I am a human resources professional by trade. I actually retired from an organization that was Diageo. We owned Smirnoff, Guinness, Haagen-Dazs, Burger King. I was vice president of human resources for the United States. And as a human resources professional, I understand the value of bringing good talent to your organization. And what I'm understanding is you're feeling the pain like every other company in America in bringing great quality candidates into your organization and keeping them, right? It's all about attracting and retaining. So I want to talk to you about a pool of candidates that you can have access to. And I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you how I can help you connect. So I'm hoping that I've enticed you to listen for the next probably 7 to 8 minutes. I promise I don't have a lot of slides. I've got 5 slides, but it's important you understand about the value of military talent. I do not have a military background, but what I do understand is high-performing organizations. And I would constantly be told, hire a veteran because it's the right thing to do. And I really thought about that. And I thought, you know, I don't think I've ever hired anyone because it's the right thing to do. What we do is we hire people that we know are going to be successful in our organization, and we know have a proven success in driving bottom line results. So what I want to talk to you today about is how we can connect you with people that have experience that are in very similar industries to yours, although you may not think so. So what I want to talk to you about first is it's just some data. 70% of any organization's budget is spent on the human resources. It doesn't matter if you're providing a service or producing a product in manufacturing. That's because human resources, salary and benefits cost a lot. And so when you think about 70% of most organizations' budgets being spent on human resources, you want to make sure that you hire the most high-performing talent that you can and that you keep them, right? We want to increase retention and we want to decrease our recruitment costs. So with that said, we put together a program here in North Carolina, and we have an approach that only has 3 program elements. Those 3 program elements are: 1, educating strategic leaders on the value of bringing military talent into their organization. 2, educating HR professionals. Many of you that might have human resources on your team or consult with human resources are probably familiar with SHRM. We're an accrediting body with SHRM, so anything we educate on receives continuing education credits for recertification, which is really important to HR folks. So we educate HR folks on the value of bringing military talent into the organization, and we sell them on real talent, on real data that shows that in most cases, our military talent stays on the job 2 to 1, twice as long as their peers without military talent. And then we connect them through hiring events. And I think that's probably what's going to be of most interest to you. So I'm hoping today, I'm covering really 1 and 2. I'm educating you as probably the strategic leader in your organization, those that make that strategic decision on hiring, and also those that are familiar with human resources and bringing people into your organization, and the hiring managers. So today I'm going to talk to you a lot about hiring events. But what's important is understanding the value proposition. NC4me was put together. We are a private-public partnership. What does that mean? That means we work directly with the state. We work with the Department of Commerce, Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, and we sit under the governor's office. We also work in the private sector. Most of our partners that are in corporations are like Cisco and MetLife and Pike, because they help fund this initiative. So we put this initiative together to help our transitioning service members get meaningful careers in North Carolina, but also to help drive economic development in North Carolina, because the #1 driver for economic development is talent. So we know that we've got some exceptional talent leaving our bases every year. We know that 80% of our MOSs, which are military occupational specialties, have a civilian counterpart. Now, that's pretty impressive. So for the jobs that you're looking for, I'll bet that we've got some candidates that meet almost all of your requirements. We just have to think differently about military talent. 90%, well, only 1% of this nation's population is in the military. The other 99% don't quite understand what is of value with military experience. So when I tell you that, in my mind as an HR professional without a military background, I constantly think of people in the military driving tanks and wearing uniforms. And the reality is that, and training and developing on, on those skills. But the reality is that they train monthly on project management, teamwork, valuing diversity, customer service, innovation, strategic leadership, all those same competencies that you want in your organization. Those are what they're trained on monthly. And the candidates that come out of the military, many of them have experience in healthcare, information technology, accounting, human resources, facilities maintenance, project management. So when you think about that, and then you think about the attributes that they bring, as I said earlier, increased retention rates, drug-free, physically fit, a diverse workforce, very results focused, and incredibly technologically proficient. So if 80% of our military occupational specialties have a civilian counterpart, and we know they stay on the job longer, and it's a diverse pool, it's a win-win situation. As a matter of fact, the only question you might say is there a pool? Is there an abundance? Well, here in North Carolina, we are the 4th largest Department of Presence in the United States. So what does that mean? That means we have over 20,000 service members that exit our bases every year. They're looking for jobs. Our goal is to get with them prior to exiting and get them employed. You add to that our current veterans in North Carolina that are of working age. You add to that our Guard and Reserve. We all want our Guard and Reserve, the North Carolina Guard, to stay in North Carolina, right? They're the governor's army. We want them to stay here. Well, in order to stay here, they need to be employed. So we have an abundance of people that are in the Guard and Reserve that are interested in positions, and their military spouses. Most of our military spouses, over 65% of the military spouses, have some education well beyond high school, either an associate's or bachelor's degree. It's pretty powerful. So the question might be, well, does it work? So I wanted to throw up some quick results. We've educated over 5,200 leaders across the state on the value proposition. We have also trained in accredited training over 1,200 HR professionals. We have documented over 4,000 interviews. And of those interviews, over 50% were successful. We have a 50% success rate in getting people into jobs or through to the second interview that then lands the job. And how we do that is through hiring events. That is not a job fair. Pre-COVID, you know what job fairs look like. I'm sure many of you are experienced with that, where people walk around a large room, a hotel banquet room, or sometimes a stadium, and people drop off their resumes. That's a 2% success rate. People don't really get jobs there. Now, it's a great way for companies to, advertise their brand, but it doesn't necessarily mean a job for the candidate, and it doesn't necessarily mean a high-performing candidate for you. So what we do are hiring events. And when COVID hit, we started doing them virtually immediately, same day. We're going back live with hiring events, and I'll talk to you about that in just a second. But our hiring events are predetermined interviews. So you tell us what jobs you're looking for. You help us understand the knowledge and skills and abilities that drive success in that job. And then we match you with candidates that are exiting the military, that are military spouses or Guard and Reservists or veterans. And we schedule interviews for you. We try to get several within a day. We'll leave a couple open spots for some walk-ins, because we always do have walk-ins, and you simply interview those individuals. Sometimes, if you're interested, we'll send you the resumes in advance. You can review them and say, I don't know if I agree with your choices, or this choice or that choice, or whatever the case may be. In many of our hiring events, we'll also have a networking session attached, which allows you to have free reign and space just to talk and speak with people that come into the session. You may find some people that you're interested in that we may not have matched you with. Your next question is probably, wow, I'm not sure I can afford that in my budget. Well, the good news is it doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost the veterans anything, and it doesn't cost you anything. Sounds almost too good to be true. And most of the people we work with say that. We're happy to help you any way we can. As a matter of fact, the last slide that I have has contact information, but I do want you to know those hiring events are up and running. If you go to our website, you will see July 28th is a networking session. That's where we will have from 12 to 12:30, 12 to 2:30, an opportunity for our veterans to simply meet and greet. I believe that is a virtual event. Sean is on the line, and I think that is virtual, yes. And then we have a hiring event on August 18th as well from 10 to 3. All of this information is available on our website, and it is simple to register. It is not arduous at all. You click a button and put in some information, and then someone reaches out to you. We have a huge event coming up. We've partnered with Lowe's and the Panthers. Of course, everybody knows the football team. And we're going to be having a major event on September 10th. We're going to be doing that in the Panthers Stadium. So there's plenty of opportunity for you to get engaged with NC4me. We're happy to help you find talent. Certainly in this economy with the employment environment the way it is, we understand the difficulty, and I can't imagine a better opportunity to work with our transitioning service members.